That's right, guys. Today, yes, today, I'm working on the Narc. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a little bit of pre-assembling. I found that I miscounted the amount of carriage bolts I need, so I'm going to need to get some more. I also found out that to bolt this top section on, instead of just using a 2-inch machine bolt or whatever, I'm gonna need a 2.5 because I got a steel plate here and a steel plate on the bottom. So that's kind of why I'm going through and just assembling stuff, seeing how it looks, installing the T-nuts right now for the monitor. So that's what's going on with Narc, guys. Okay, so I got most of the mess swept up, and T-nuts installed. Shit, did that not record? Motherfucker. Okay, guys. I have the T-nuts installed, so I can mount the monitor now into this housing. I have the marquee light fastened up here. So I'm going to be able to run the plug from here back to the where the power switch is. So I'm going to go ahead and put the monitor in and get it positioned, the right position from up, down, left, right type thing, and get it fastened in here. And then I'm going to work on putting the light divider piece of cardboard in here so, the light don't leak around the monitor shroud and, just comes out right where the marquee is on the front glass. Alright guys, I got it in. I'm fairly happy with the way it's positioned and all that. So you can see some, I don't know what this is. I'm going to try to wash this off. I got the most dirt off of it, but it's still just, I don't know. I don't really want to paint it because if I do, it's never going to look natural. But I'm going to go ahead and clean the glass now and basically leave this in here and work on this light blocking piece right here. That's what's going on, guys. Alright guys, you're going to see in here for the first time. And I'm using the camera right now to look for myself. So that's nice and tight fit. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to take some screws, probably 3, put one here, and one in the center to, kind of hold that in there. So, yeah, I think that'll work great. I'll plug this light in a minute and we'll check for light leaks. Alright, fellers. Here is the marquee light. It is in and on. A little bit of leaking right here. I'm not sure I like that. It can't leak in the back because the cardboard's folded. Yeah, look at that. I can't do this. That's gonna be right in your face and monitor. No. I have to remake one. I used only 2 bolts, guys, with some nice fender washers. I'm gonna have to remake this, guys. Okay, guys, went out and got this Narc bezel glass. Yeah, so you can see It's good and dusty. I'm gonna clean it real good. Gonna install it in the machine with the bezel behind it and make sure everything looks okay. Okay guys, I have this glass in here. This is the second time now I've recorded this because, well, the first time it wasn't recording. So, up here, you know, have some crackage there. Let me get rid of this flash. But it's like the glass don't have any masking or color on it, so it don't look too bad. It's actually kind of bright, so I think I'm gonna drape a piece of paper over the light like I did with Turtles and Simpsons to see if I can dim this down a little bit. I mean, it's original, so the saturation looks okay. It's just super bright. Alright guys, so I bought this here from Harbor Freight. It works really nice on installing glass. I have the metal piece that goes over here, the one that wraps around here, the speaker grill, the back door hinge, some of the clips that go on the inside of the door. I'm gonna have a friend of mine sandblast it. He has a soda blaster. It will I think it'll be safer to sandblast that thin perforated steel for the speaker grates than my blaster. So yeah. And monitors in, as you can see in the front. So everything should be decent. Got the one back door on, and got the latches on that one. Alright, made an order from Peter, isolation transformer, line filter, and some various odds and ends to finish this project. Well, I hope to. They keep changing my surgery, so I just keep working. Drilling the back door latch. Yeah, the hatch latch. And basically clamped a piece of wood to the back side of this so it don't bust out like this. See how that busts out? So if you've never drilled particle wood before, if you don't have something backing it, it will bust out. Now I'm going to unclamp this off the door and we'll see that it's probably a nice cut hole. Probably even nicer than these. Alright, so let's get some of this here. That made it worse, huh? The only thing I don't like about clamping a piece of wood to your painted project is that. So I'm hoping when I, wipe this down with some polish or something that disappears, because if not, guess what? I'm going to have scratches on my door. Maybe put a piece of newspaper between your paint and your, scrap piece of wood. Guys, because that's what happens. But I have nicely drilled holes that you can't see because the phone won't focus. But anyways, they're decent. Alright. So while I was doing Narc, guys, I got a bit hungry, so I stopped and cooked myself a double cheeseburger with onions here. And an onion bun. So I'm going to cut this open. We'll see what it looks like. Well, sorry, I smashed it here a little bit, so that's just kind of how it got. But I'm about to mow this shit. Alright. Okay, guys, so I have the PCB Junkie Raspberry Pi to JAMA adapter mounted in the cabinet. I have the Raspberry Pi on the JAMA adapter. So I just have been working on running and routing wires kind of where they need to go, tying stuff together, just so I get an idea of what's going on. Now when I go to put the artwork on this, I'm gonna have to disassemble everything, so everything will still be able to just drop down into this bottom piece. I don't have to completely remove everything out of the bottom. So I'm going to work on buttoning up, hooking these wires to the power supply here, cutting them and putting ends on them and putting them in the power supply. I still gotta route the coin door wires a little bit. So I have a ground that comes from over here that's going to work for the coin switches and the test switch and all that. I'm going to run a separate ground wire from the power supply, a separate ground wire, and a separate 12-volt wire. I like wiring my door lights 12 volt, and the reason for that is because I feel, and this is just my reasoning, I don't know if it's true or whatever, but this is my thought process about wanting to run off the 12 volt for lights rather than the 5 volt. Let's say you have two bulbs, okay, and they're drawing power from your 5 volts, and so you're turning up your 5 volts to get your 5 volts on your board, and you're running at 5.05 volts or 5.1 volts to your board or whatever, and both those light bulbs blow. What happens? There's a load removed from the power supply. So therefore, it's going to over voltage the board. In my opinion, I just don't like running light bulbs off of something that has to be so critical for logic board. It's just, if your 12 volt bulbs blow or whatever, what do those go to? Basically your sound amp on your boards. So, you know, it's not like I just don't like the idea of there being a load on the 5-volt circuit that could pop and then potentially over voltage the board. Has it happened? I don't know. Probably not, but that's just my theory on it. And that's why I like to, when I wire my own cabinets, guys, I like to use 12 volts for the lights. I just do. That's why. If you ever wondered why I wire 12 volt lights, that's why. Okay, guys. So I got the power supply hooked up. 12 volts, -5, 2. I used the 2 ground lugs, and then I put 2 wires into each clip, and you know, put 2 clips on the 5 volts. I could have put all 4 in one lug, but I don't know. I just think might be a little bit better this way, so that's why I did it. So the power's ran. I got the 12 volt wire going over for the coin door area. I've pretty much got all of this ran. The white and black here. Sorry guys, it's for the speakers, so it'll go right here. These continue on up to go to the control panel. I got, oh, look at this, guys. No wonder that was so goddamn hard to push on. You can't see nothing. The green wire came out. The heck's that all about? I thought it looked funky when it was down in there. Well, I'll have to refix that. But anyways, I got this clipped up here. Got the wire for the marquee to go to the switch like it needs to. So I'm going to have to repair this because I don't want this big long wire on here. So I'm going to have to I can unpin this and reuse this Molex connector, and then I'll have the male Molex connector that matches it when I am able to put the AC part of the wiring in here. So basically, I'm going to get my mini air compressor and plug it in and let it build up and blow all the working dust out of here so it's nice and clean again. And I'm going to finish trimming all my you know, wire tie-ins there. And I don't really think there's anything else I can do until I get my parts from Peter. And I may have surgery by then, so it ought to be interesting having my son do this stuff while I tell him what to do. That ought to make for some interesting videos, guys. So anyways, this is where I'm at on the Narc. It's slowly going together. Should only have a couple days left now, unless, you know, they change my date again. So, like and subscribe, stuff like that. I'll try to make videos. Alright. Thanks for watching. Peace.